Funko. In the Ahanta West municipality, the leadership of the workers also complained about verbal abuse from their Chinese superiors. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, the long thing you heard me read is that there is a construction work going under the Sino Hydro whatever, and it's happening in the western region. Ghanaian workers are allowed to drink only 2 sachets of water. Why? Because, my brother, my sister, when they drink so much water, number one, they would have to waste time to go and get the water. Number two, they would waste the resources of the company. And thirdly, when they drink the water, they would visit the loo more often. I take it again. Why are they allowed only 2 sachets of water? One, they do not want to waste the company's water. It's money. Number two, they do not want to waste time. Oh, I'm going to drink water. Then you go, it takes you another 5 minutes, 10 minutes to return. No, you must work. Thirdly, when you drink water like that, working under the sun, you would visit the loo. You go to the bathroom more often, and that is a waste of time to the Chinese. My brother, my sister, when you read further, it says that the workers even pressed home and begged that their salary should be increased. But the Chinese, working under Sino Hydro, said no. We are paying you the minimum salary or minimum wages official right here in Ghana. My brother, my sister, I want to remind you of other things that happened with Chinese superiors in the western region. You all remember when there was a publication that Ghanaians were asked to write letters of apology to Chinese dogs. How many of you remember that report? Ghanaians working in the western region of Ghana, specifically Takoradi, were asked to write apology letters to dogs owned by Chinese. Why? Because, according to the Chinese, they offended the dogs to the point that the dogs got so angry and had to bite some of them. And those who were beaten were asked to write apology letters to the dogs for annoying the dogs. We all remember, my brother, my sister, also in Takoradi, we all remember, my brother, my sister, how Chinese employers also asked Ghanaians to eat from a chamber pot or drink water from a chamber pot. What is a chamber pot? In our culture, the chamber pot is used as a toilet facility. So to ask a Ghanaian or somebody in that culture to eat from a chamber pot or drink water from a chamber pot, no matter how new, is an abomination. My brother, my sister, we all remember how Chinese people on the Galamsey field, led by the Huangs, Aisha and Helena Huang, shot and killed innocent Ghanaians on the Galamsey field, as said in the media some time ago. My brother, my sister, after reminding you of this, let me be quick also to add this. Remember, because of this so-called Sino Hydro project, the then special minister, so-called special minister, my brother, my sister, came out to tell the whole Ghana that there was no need to jail Aisha Huang. She had to be taken all the way back to China. After all, jailing her would not help the economy in any way. Do you all remember? It was all because of this Sino Hydro project. Now the Sino-Hydro project is here from China. When the Chinese decide to sign a contract with you to give you loans, they bring Chinese people here to work. They bring the materials all the way from China and suck back their money and take that to China. A lot of other nationals do that. When any of your citizenry is going to be employed, then they are employed as laborers. Those who are supposed to eat from the chamber pot, those who are supposed to write apology letters to dogs, and those who have to drink 2 sachets water for the whole day that they work there. My brother, my sister, when I read things like this, I feel like I should be a suicide bomber. Just wear a certain bomb, go into the desert and explode and forget about this world. You live in your country. You have no peace. When you leave your country and go to other people's countries, it's even worse. My brother, my sister, imagine what Osafo Mafo told the whole Ghana was a blessing to us. It's a curse in disguise. The Chinese is paying your minimum wage. You work like donkeys. They go to other countries. People don't even work a quarter of what Ghanaians do, and they pay them more than 200 times what they pay Ghanaians because their minimum wage is higher. But in our country, everything is cheap. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry is running into this country for cheap labor, slavery. Our leaders have institutionalized slavery. They have legalized slavery in this country. Why is Blakk Rasta saying that? Look at the minimum wage. When Americans come here and look at our minimum wage, some of them cry. But the slave master from America only will be joyous. After all, one minimum wage in America is equivalent or is big enough to pay about 100 people here. So take the minimum wage from America for one person, bring it here and employ 100 other people. At the end of the day, they siphon all the money back and our people continue to be poor. Our leaders do not even make sure that they do a quality job. How many times have they not come to build our roads? And the day that they leave, there's a heavy rainfall and it washes the road like a carpet. Look what happened in the Upper West region recently. They just built those roads there. It just rained and the roads are being wiped off like carpets, as if there were mats that were spread on the road. And now that it's raining, they are folding them up and taking them away. It's all because of our leaders. When are we going to wake up? Sometimes when I pray, I ask God, are we ever going to wake up? Politicians have hated you and treated you so badly all this while, and you continue to follow them. Some people are even ready to kill their own brothers and sisters in order to support some dirty, ill, wealth-gotten politician. Some people worship politics more than they worship God. Some people owe more allegiance to politics more than their own religions that they believe will take them to heaven. My brother, my sister, I feel so sorry for the people working for Sino-Hydro. My brother, my sister, 2 sachets water. Because when you drink so much water, you will use the bathroom. You are wasting the time for work. When you drink so much water, you are depleting the water resources of Sino-Hydro. And for that matter, no water for you, work like donkeys. And when you read the story further, it says verbal abuse. verbal abuse. They insult them in Chinese, capital letters in Chinese. And interestingly, they have brought so many Chinese people here. And according to those working with them at Sino Hydro, only one of them is able to manage a few lines of English. A few lines of English. Recently, we saw on social media how a Chinese man decided to fight a Ghanaian on a construction site. And how he exhibited his karate skills on the Ghanaian. The Ghanaian, in fact, had to give him a beating of a lifetime. We all saw that. We heard the verbal abuse. My brother, my sister, you are coming to work in an Anglophone country or an English-speaking country, and you bring people who speak only Chinese. They are insulting them in Chinese. As long as they don't understand, that's okay. They insult them and the rest of the Chinese will laugh. My brother, my sister, can you do this in China? When you go to China, one of the things that they do and make sure they do is that you speak Chinese. Even medicine that you are putting in your body, all the instructions are written in Chinese. Water that you even drink, all the instructions are in Chinese, as if to say, if you don't understand, get out. They force their language on the people. They have made themselves so powerful. They have placed themselves on a high pedestal, my brother, my sister, in the economics of the world, to the point that even America is going to China for loans. By so doing, the Chinese yuan might not be very, very valuable, but it is powerful. By so doing, they make sure that you learn their language. No wonder the University of Ghana, Legon, is now teaching Chinese to Ghanaian people. Which is the next language Ghanaians are going to learn? Indian? Oh yes, Indian. Because now they have the statue of Mahatma Gandhi, the racist, right on top of the university campus. Now the university is even bedeviled with so much dirt that it might even be closed down anytime soon. You all heard about the judgment debt, right? We are a very receptive country. Trash in, trash out. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come into this country and enforce stupid rules and laws on us. And our leaders are competing with sleeping. His sleepiness, Mr. Sleepydent, Nana Akufo-Addo. All these leaders do is to come and compete with who can speak the English language best. Glorifying the slave master, making Shakespeare shake in his grave. After speaking so much English, they bring the English back to enslave us. I feel so sorry for the people working for Sino Hydro. I know you have to eat, but my brother, it's better to be a hungry free man than a well-fed slave. Our ancestors decided to jump into the sea and end their lives rather than stand and watch the humiliation that they were taken through in front of their wives and children. This is not cowardice, it is pride. On the slave ship, a son was asked to have sex with his own mother whilst father was standing by watching, and they decided to press his neck hard enough so that he could do nothing but open the eye and see that heinous act going on under his very nose. He preferred jumping into the sea and ending this atrocity in his mind. But today, we don't seem to have that level of consciousness. Today, my brother, my sister, any dog from China can come and bark at us. Any dog from America can come and bark at us. Any dog from England can come and bark at us. And when we cough, they ask us to write apology letters to those dogs. I'm talking to you, the youth. Raise your level of consciousness. Raise your level of consciousness. Man must not live by bread alone. You go to church and you read the Bible. All it's telling you is that don't dwell on your belly. A man who feeds you controls you. So if you continue to follow a man like a dog, all because after he's eating he throws bones at you and you gobble that, then you think that everything is everything. No, my brother. Let's get more serious, brethren. And our leaders are here. Minister of Interior is here. We have our leaders who are watching this. How many times have we seen Lebanese spit in our faces? The last time I heard about a Lebanese, he had raped a certain girl from the Volta region. And the matter was with the police. I followed the case on and on and on and on. At the end of the day, my brother, my sister, at the police hospital or so, when they tested the spermatozoa in the vagina of the virgin girl who had been defiled, or better still raped by this Lebanese, my brother, my sister, it came out that it was the spermatozoa from that Lebanese man. When he was supposed to go to court, they said he was sick and they kept him at the hospital. Now the matter has gone dead and quiet. Why do we do that to ourselves? People come here and treat us like dogs, and we let them go away. When you have stupid ministers who sit back there, my brother, my sister, stupid leaders who have no brains, all that they have in their heads is nothing but kerosene. This is what will happen. Look what Osafo Mafu did. Irresponsible speaking. Irresponsible speaking. If we jail Aisha Huang right now, it won't bring us money. So we let her go. And then Sino Hydro is coming. Billions of dollars they are bringing to us. That will help the economy more. So any fool, my brother, my sister, can become a minister. Any dead brain can be a minister. And when I say this, I have no mercy for them, because they've disrespected us so much that I have lost all respect for them. I won't attend their parties. There's nothing they will do that I, Blakk Rasta, would go there, because I have ruled them out of my decency list. They are out. Wicked people. That is why in your own country you are asked to drink 2 sachets of water. Even babies will finish that in a day. And you are supposed to drink 2. When they unleash their dogs on you to bite you, they ask you to write apology letters to their dogs. And the trick that they are using there, my brother, my sister, slavish mentality. They encourage those boys there to learn Chinese, so that when the Chinese people come to work, they greet them in Chinese. Go to Takrady. And when they start greeting them in Chinese, they start giving them some small favors, encouraging others to get jealous and also study the Chinese language. Soon, they would have babies, and they would start calling their babies by their Chinese superiors. Oh, I had a Chinese superior who was so good to me. He taught me how to speak Chinese. Therefore, my first daughter is called Mary Huangku. My son is cheating. So now you see a fancy boy whose name is not Kwamina, but Hun Tinki or Huanghu, Chin Twang. Where are you going with these names? Have you finished using your own names? Another terrible thing that is happening, my brother, my sister, check it out. A lot of these Chinese construction workers that they bring to us are prisoners from China. Hardened criminals, rapists, parasites, drug addicts that they bring here. A lot of them. Prisoners who have not had sex for the past 15, 20 years. They bring them here to unleash their libidos on those people. How many of you saw the photographs of Chinese and little girls on construction sites almost naked? They bring their prisoners here to exercise their long overdue libidos on our innocent girls. They bring Chinese prisoners night and day to come over here, my brother, my sister, and treat our people like animals. We have a president. He is sitting there. Minister of Interior. He is sitting there. He says our country is good. Go to other countries, you will see that is better. We have an IGP, thank God, who has been thrown away, who believe that we are not in heaven, so we can tolerate all kinds of nonsense and what criminality. When we go to heaven, all these things will not be there. Jesus have mercy. Such a mentality. And he was an IGP. He was also leading the police. If a man like this can lead the police, then you can imagine what kind of policing we have in this country. Such an idiot. Such an idiot IGP. Imagine. Look at this. We are not in heaven, so criminality will continue to be here. In other words, we should tolerate every level of criminality because we are not in heaven. When we go to heaven, there will not be any criminal activities. Really? And he's out. And some people were celebrating him that he was good. You will continue drinking 2 sachets water a day. You will continue writing apology letters to dogs. Because that is what you are. We don't have the guts to come out and say, hey, enough is enough. Let's deal with the reality. No. Even our brothers and sisters who are coming from Jamaica, from America, the moment they step in here with all the high hopes, it takes less than 2 weeks for them to realize that no, they are at the right place with the wrong people. So they also start behaving like white people in black skin. True or false? True or false? Tell me. What a Jamaican cannot do in Jamaica, they come here and do 3 times, 5 times, 20 times that. All because you have given them the chance to treat you like that. What the African American cannot do in America, he or she comes here and does 100-fold that. After all, you have demeaned yourself to the lowest ebb for them to roll you up like a mop rag. I look at these things and my blood boils like a volcanic eruption is about to take place. We are watching. We will see what happens in Takoradi. I feel so sorry for the people there. Can you do this in America? Can you do this in South Africa? They pay the minimum wage and they treat them like slaves. And then they come back and tell us to vote for them again. They have achieved a lot. The youth, is this the kind of future you want? Or you think you have 6 million years to live? No, sir. Don't fool yourselves. In these times, you must be a survivor. If you are not, they will roll you up like a coffin. Roll you up like a coffin. I'll leave it here. My brother, my sister, there's another thing I want us to look at quickly. Just talking about the IGP. My brother, my sister, there's a story here that I want us to look at. It says, IGP Dampari refuses to use dispatch, stays in heavy traffic. That's the new IGP. I read. Since his appointment, he has not relented to inject some dopamine into the brains of Ghanaians and breathe new life into the police service with his actions. Inspector General of Police COP George Akuffo Dampari continues to wow members of the public and his subordinates with his unusual mannerisms. In the latest episode of the admirable feats exhibited by the Ghana police herd, he was seen in traffic, stuck in the gridlock with civilians on the Palace Accra Mall Road. It has become the norm to see police vehicles blaring their sirens to meander through traffic, whether they are on duty or not. Some members of the public have cited examples where such officers, after splitting the traffic to facilitate their movement, have ended at food joints with them or attending to other not so important matters. On Thursday, August 26, a Facebook user took a snapshot of a V8 with car number GPI, a Toyota, signaling the official vehicle of the police chief in traffic, same as everyone else, without a dispatch or buzzing sirens. Bob Marley said, give them an inch and they take a mile. In our society, just like in the days of slavery, all you needed to do was to give the black man an inch and he will take a mile. What am I talking about? Hear me. What the white man did was to give the black man an inch. Oh, you are the head of this group. And the black man will kill his own people in order to get praises from the same slave master who hates all of us. This is mathematical. Who doesn't understand? In the days of slavery, my brother, my sister, the white man made you feel like you were the head as long as you spoke his language. As long as you attempted to look and be like him. Willie Lynch syndrome. It is still happening in Ghana. The people we put in power to serve us, they lord it over us. IGP came into power, and IGP is trying to whip them into line. I won't be shocked if IGP's mother would call him from the village. Hey, Kwame, I don't think that wafa ejuma to say papa ejuma. Jayo, na nipa de uye sanu ahun be hin wate. Kwame, hey, aben ejuma de ye nso anu sa o. Ye twi ne we form to say quota. Enti hwe hu ye o na atamfo wo. In other words, Kwame, be careful what you are doing. You are overdoing things. This is government work. Don't carry it up on your head like it's your father's work. Drag it on the floor. True or false? And IGP will start becoming sluggish. And when he does, that is when chickens come home to roost. Hear me now. My brother, my sister. IGP is in my school. The school of thought of those who believe that Ghana first. Those who believe they must bring a certain level of dignity to the people. That's my school of thought. Those who believe that the next generation must be far better than us. It's like a relay race. You don't hand over the baton unless you have achieved a certain mileage. Kai, teach Blakk Rasta. What am I talking about, brethren? Now, 2 nights ago, before I reached home, I heard that the IGP had come around my area. And he was talking to some of the policemen. IGP, congratulations. We said you will bring the difference. But I would have wished that you went there in mufti. In fact, better still in a taxi. So that you will see exactly what your boys are doing on the road. Atta Mills began with something like that. We all saw him at the ports and harbors. Gapoa. We all saw Atta Mills in some of these government institutions. How he caught some people red-handedly stealing the nation's money. But if you go with a siren, certainly you would have frightened the thieves. My brother, IGP, I believe that you will bring a lot of dignity to the police. In fact, your boys are still taking bribe on the street. If you are able to parade at least 20 policemen and women and disgrace them and send them home, you would have cracked the right whip at the right time. A lot of your boys are in the police service not because they want to serve, but because they want to eat. Hallelujah. Blakk, teach. I said a lot of the police in Ghana are in the police service not to serve, but to eat. It's a necessity to them. That's their belly. And not service. That way, how can we succeed? IGP, anytime you need my help and support, I've said it here time and again, I'm ready to give that. Because we want to see a better police. I said it time and again. My grandfather was a policeman, Inspector Audu Kankeni, renowned all over the country. He went over all over the country as a disciplined Gold Coast policeman. And he retired in dignity. He never took a bribe. In his days, there was nothing like that. But now is the order of the day. In fact, if it wasn't there before, it can be wiped out again. See? It wasn't there. How did the people survive in those days without that? Let's bring back the same thing and let it work. IGP, I don't want to spend too much time on this. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Listen. President is going to inspect a certain hospital that was built in the north. And he flies in the air. He gets to the next town. Then he picks an helicopter to the place. He arrives. Oh, he's going to cut the tape. He misses the tape 10 times because he's almost blind. He slept too much, now he's gone blind. You know, somebody's trying to hold his hand to cut the tape properly. He can't see. Now when the tape is finally cut, he sits back in the same helicopter, flies back to pick the plane back to Accra. How do you see the road? The potholes on the road, how do you see them? The recklessness on the road, how would you see that? If IGP is always blaring his siren and meandering through traffic so that he can reach his place quickly. This is the IGP. Proper IGP. We see army people in their vans. Ping pong, hey, hey, give way, hey, move. Massa, give them an inch, they take a mile. They are supposed to serve us, but they are lording it over us. So they meander through the traffic and they go away. If they had stayed in traffic to suffer the heat and to suffer, my brother, my sister, the carelessness, they would know that, okay, we have to find a way to make this traffic move better. IGP, all those boys on the street, wiping windscreens, selling tomatoes and selling oranges on the road, those selling dog chains, those who are on the streets and begging, and those, all of them don't belong to the street. No, the street is supposed to be for cars. That is why when you go to America, England, and those places, they tell you, oh, I will be at your home in the next 20 minutes. And they will be there because the traffic is predictable. Not here. If you try to predict the traffic here, then you are God. Only God can predict Ghana traffic. Today you are out on the streets. 600 beggars are there. Each one of them is trying to get your attention. When you are able to move away from the 600 beggars, 7,000 people are carrying tomatoes on their heads, trying to tell you which one of them has the best tomatoes. If you are lucky to get through this, my brother, there are 7 million people selling achomo on their head. Achomo, Achomo, Achomo. You can't even hear anything. Achomo. 7 million people. Then those who are holding hungry dogs and birds. Now they sell birds all over the place. Birds. And I look at those birds and I said, Lord, God have mercy. So people are going to buy these birds. If I buy those birds, then I'm going to free them. You are wicked if you have a bird in your house that you put in a cage. Are you okay? Look how the bird loves its freedom. It flies around with the feathers and chirps around and feels good. You go out and buy a bird on the street and lock it up in a cage and feed it with something that it does not want to eat, but it has to eat. And you sit down and go to church that you love God. You go to the mosque, Allahu Akbar, that you love God. Are you okay? Are you okay? Oh, you want a parrot? You go buy one, lock it up in a cage. That's prison. They sell all these things on the streets. Animals have no rights in this country. My brother, if I was an animal, Ghana would be the last country I'll come to. In Ghana, we eat all kinds of animals, from worms to dogs. My brother, my sister, we eat snakes. We eat lizards, grasshoppers, every animal in this country, we eat that. Worms, gogomi, we eat. Why? Gogomi, people eat gogomi. And it's a delicacy. To the point that even in the Ashanti region, they eat the feces of grass cutters. Somebody will say, Blakk Rasta, what is? But that's true. True or false? Ashanti region, the feces of the grass cutter, they mix it with unquiet, they call it the bonobono kwan or something. Then people are eating quiet. Hey, makono de akomo pao. Hey, mame, ochamasa why? Hey, masa. IGP, congratulations. God bless you and continue to do the right thing. Now, I'm reading something here too on Ghana Web, and it says that Mahama can only play the sainthood if he's able to deal with the Airbus, if he comes clean with the Airbus issue. All right. Okay, that's interesting. My brother, my sister, and I like this. It says that if Mahama is able to deal with the Airbus issue, if he comes clean, then he can now play the sainthood. In other words, Mahama said, oh, you're not doing this right. This is not good. Oh, that is okay. Oh, that is not good. The government should have done this. The government should have done that. Mahama can only play the sainthood if he comes clean on the Airbus issue. My brother, my sister, it's not only the Airbus issue. All other things that you talked about whilst Mahama was in power, we are looking up to you to deal with that. Look at these cowards. Look at these cowards. You barked like Chinese dogs when Mahama was in power. Mahama was wicked. Mahama was stealing this. Now you are in power and you can deal with Mahama. Then you are there saying, oh, Mahama, if he comes out clean, then he can play the same. Cowards! You didn't have a gun at the time that the animal was coming, right? Now you have a gun. The animal is still there. What do? Pull the trigger. Then you are still playing the coward. Look at these people in power. You have the power to drag Mahama in front of you and say, hey, this Airbus issue, investigate it. What have you done? You brought Martin Amidu there and made so much noise and went away. I want to see an end to the Airbus issue. They are confirming all those ones that ran all the way to Burkina Faso. I want to see an end to that. The corruption that you said Mahama was indulged in. Canada, Japan talking about Mahama being a thief. He stole money and they went where to count. This is the time. You back too much. You bark like Chinese dogs. No action. If we wanted Chinese dogs to bark, we will go to China and bring dogs. But you are turning yourself into barking Chinese dogs. Are you not tired, sir? There are all these people, when people are in power, hey, they are stealing, they are doing this, they are thieves, they are blah, blah, blah. When they have the chance to come into power, they don't prosecute even a fly. Are you not fed up with these barking Chinese dogs? Barking Chinese dogs. So annoying. Depleting the future of the youth. I leave it here. Hear me now. How many of you have seen the video of Gabi Ochridakun in the UK with some men of City TV, and some people have come forward, Ghanaians hooting at them and calling them thieves and so on and so forth? How many people have seen that? Early this morning it was out there, and Gabi Ochridakun was so uncomfortable in his suit. Nanado's cousin is in the UK, and Ghanaians have approached him. Thief! In Ghana, you can't see this man until you pay money. Today, you are walking on the streets like a commoner. Look at you, thieves. So uncomfortable. Some men tried to say he's not a thief, and he had to be shut up to walk. My brother, when you eat with thieves, and they are counting thieves, they'll count you amongst. Say, opinion tifie. Na oshe nkwala omuwi nonkano. Ye kind nanka wifo no a ye kind no ka ho. Excuse my tree. When an elder sits in the house and supervises over the eating of snakes, when there is a time to take a census of snake eaters, that elder will be counted among. It's a saying from our elders. Random, wanton, unbridled corruption. I explained that. Random. They are just everybody is looting. Wanton. My brother, no respect for decency. Wanton. Unbridled. You know when you sit on a horse and you bridle it, you have the ropes that control the horse, control here, control, you are sitting on the saddle. A bridled horse has that thing. You know, the ropes. One is unbridled, or betty praka, or betty free. Corruption, Ghana, yet unbridled. In other words, ati free. So when they say unbridled corruption, that's what it means. If the economy was a horse, it's unbridled. And ati praka. Ponkono ati praka. Ponkono ati free. That's corruption in Ghana. Random, wanton, unbridled corruption. Slaves, all of a sudden, have become kings. They are eating with both hands. Nyafu, 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 nyafu. The deism. No respect for their background, where they are coming from, their predicament from the past. No, they buried it, and they don't care who is in that situation anymore. They don't care about the future. To Ghanaians abroad, continue making them uncomfortable. Nanado was in Germany. They gave him a bit of his own medicine with his oversized suit. His suit is like a parachute. It's like they're going to drop him from the sky. After all, he likes to bath in the sky. That suit he wears is like a parachute. So huge, oversized. I wonder how he's even able to walk in that. And I keep asking, if he's wearing a certain bulletproof inside, then I understand. Or else, that is abnormal. Unbridled corruption in this country. Mama was corrupt. Mama stole this. Now you are in power. We have given you the power to crack the whip on Muhammad's corruption. No, you are still playing chess and backing like Chinese dogs. I leave it here. I'm going to tackle the last thing and I'm done. This one, I'm reading from Ghana Web. And it says, hey, man beheads 12-year-old for rituals. Echrese, papa biya twa akwala ti odi kwaji sikedru. Akwala no so at the 12 years. In fear dunimieno, in fear dumieno. I read. A 25-year-old resident of Mafidove in the central Tong district of the Volta region is in the grips of the Bato Aveime police commander for allegedly beheading a 12-year-old boy for ritual purposes. According to residents, the incident happened late Sunday night after a drumming competition amongst a section of residents following the burial of one of their old. I leave it here. My brother, how many of you have realized that these days ritual murders have become so unbridled, so wanton, so random? How many? One man, former footballer, in the BA, has slaughtered two brothers. And he has cut their body into pieces, stuffed his refrigerator with that. As to whether he's going to eat them with jollof or whatever, we don't know. Police followed up and realized that he had even buried more. Can you believe this? And more ritual murders are going on. We still remember Ishmael's murder. Two teenage boys decided to kill their own friend. Very small boy at the age of 14 or so. Killed him. And when they were killing the boy, he said, but you are my friends. Why are you trying to kill me? But they still went ahead and killed him. And according to them, they had even killed a pregnant woman before. All because of what we feed our next generation. Jesus Christ. You watch TV and all you see is how people are chanting money. Pocket no they dry. Way for girls. This one is this. This one is this. And then the youth are looking at it. You have fake artists who earn nothing, yet they sit on social media and tell you how many Ferraris they have. There are artists who are sleeping in mad houses, infested with mosquitoes, yet they come out and tell you they have a private jet. We have artists, my brother, my sister, who are more hungry than the church mouse. Yet they come and tell you the fleet of cars on social media, nobody's poor. No. On social media, nobody is poor. So the youth are seeing this. We still have it on our TV. People are asking people to bring human parts so that they can do some rituals for them to be rich. And the economy, which has totally been depleted, ransacked, emptied, totally annihilated, my brother, my sister, does not support employment. The small employment that we have, Chinese I'll ask you to write apology letters to their dogs. Chinese will ask you to eat from Kuraba. Chinese would slap you left, right, and center, karate skills, because you can't speak. You didn't say good morning in Chinese. Indians are here with the statue of their racist Mahatma Gandhi sitting on our university campus because they have given some 1 million or so for your sleeping president to do something. Look at how our children are being slaughtered night and day. And when you slaughter a child, there's no way you can bring this child back to life. And if you look at the face of this criminal, it's a hopeless face, ugly, hopeless face. Such people don't deserve to be amongst us. These are the people who are supposed to be in prisons in China for the Chinese to sodomize them. These are the people who are supposed to be sodomized by the Chinese in their prisons in Guangzhou and Beijing. Carry all these people to the Chinese prisons. The Chinese prisoners who have not had sex for 15 years will feast on their anuses. It's sad. Very, very sad. Finally, my brother, my sister, we are hearing about festivals. And what is this? All of a sudden, stray bullets are killing people at festivals. Nima, they were enjoying whatever wedding they were having and shooting. Then boom, a girl died. Almost all festivals right now, including weddings and even funerals, guns are fired. In my days, it was Tia Bofre. Tia Bofre is a gunpowder gun. You put the gunpowder in it, boo, 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 boo. It takes you 1 hour to fill it, and then one shot, you have to wait another hour to fill it. In my days, a whole funeral or a whole festival might have only 5 gunshots, and all we saw was powder. Boof! Then powder all over the place, no bullet, nothing. It was fun. But now, they have pump actions. You don't need to put powder in it. You just fill it with the bullets and rick-crack, 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 rick-crack. More than 20 times you are firing. Sakawa boys all have it. They don't see Sakawa to be a problem. Everybody has a gun. Everybody is an enemy to somebody's enemy and enemy and enemy, enemy. And you'll be out with you. Little children are all holding guns. So they go to these festivals to show how big their guns are. Now, this one was published today. 8-year-old shot dead during festival ritual in Ewutubreku. 8-year-old coming out to learn a few songs at the festival, like I learned when I was a little boy. Right now, you go to a festival and you have signed your death warrant. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Anyway, IGP is here. Remember, IGP cannot do it all. We need to be responsible citizens. Your president plagiarized American president speeches and came to rattle like a parrot to us. He's never been held responsible. The American presidents who wrote those speeches, they wrote those for the American public. Then you go and plagiarize, steal, intellectual theft. That's what we call plagiarize. Yes? When you plagiarize something, you are stealing an intellectual property. That's plagiarizing. Intellectual theft. President steals it and makes a mockery of his sleepy self all over the globe. Chinese are even laughing at us that our president could not get all the parrots around him who speak English like Shakespeare to write better sense, but to go and steal from past American presidents. I ask you to be citizens. Then you ask you to be citizens. Then president asks you to be citizens. And no spectators. And not spectators. And you are not ashamed. You are not ashamed. If you wanted to say the same things, write it in your own language. Even deliver a tree speech. Tree. Ka-tree. Ka-tree. Anachim is better. People are dying. Festivals where we are supposed to go and enjoy. Now, stray bullets are flying all over the place. Any crocodile, any grasshopper can shoot in Ghana now. IGP, I really sympathize with you. But I believe that you can do the work. I leave it here. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo. We do it every day, Monday to Friday, from 3:30 or